Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This is my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, July 9th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I'll do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a few things. Number one, if you do have a request for me to do an analysis on one, go ahead, leave that down in the comment section. I'll do my best to get to it. Second, the candlestick that you see right there will still be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol PLTR. Very, very beautiful chart, and the chart remains beautiful as, let me just squeeze things down. You can see just a fantastic looking uptrend here. If you're putting together a textbook and needing an example for the uptrending chapter, you could use this one for sure. But I'm going to zoom in here as we have a very well-defined area of resistance. Nothing complicated, just a question of where did the party stop today? And you can see the party stopped several times right up here at this level of the $28 mark. Now, it didn't hit 28 every time, but I think we can all agree right there, got very close. Got very close. It did get rejected right there. So moral of the story, a lot of people are going to be watching $28. And while that doesn't guarantee anything, it does make it plausible to say that if the price were to come up here and push up through it, then even if you just want to call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, but any sort of break of that $28 mark could definitely generate another round of upside buying pressure. In terms of areas of support, let me change that to green for support. The ideal level, when you say, hey, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest going forward? That would be if the price can stay above 27.60. But even if the price does not hold above it, not the end of the world, because again, let me zoom out here. From the big picture point of view, from a support standpoint, it's all about that purple line right there, the 50-period moving average, keyword being moving, because I understand the price is way up here. This line's way down here. But as time goes by, that line's going to move itself higher and higher and get more and more relevant. So as long as the price stays above that purple line, as the line itself moves higher and higher, the bulls are in full control. Next one, MAXN, and all things considered, this is a little tricky to talk about because of perspective. If you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you bought right there, or you bought right there, and your plan was to buy and sell in 20 minutes, well, from that perspective, the chart looks very rough because, yeah, from those points, there has been a bit of a pullback here that has taken place. With that being said, if you do care about the bigger picture point of view, then the price does still actually have the opportunity to show some signs of progress, and that is via staying above this 0.222 mark down here. And that's also an area that I would consider, there we go, a must-hold level. And I'm not saying this will occur, but if the price were to come down there and then break down below there, what would that be doing to the price? Well, that would quite literally be putting the price right back inside of this range where it just broke out from it. Not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that make great bounces and then go right back to where they were, not exactly a sign of genuine power. So yes, with the pullback today, I get it. If you bought right there, very painful pullback. But from a bigger picture standpoint, looking at the past several days, the price does still have a chance to build a higher base. Because if the price can stay above there, then you'd still have a previous low right there. And if you envision those as stair steps, you'd still have stair steps making progress in the upwards direction. So that's why 0.222, very, very important. In terms of areas of resistance, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this level up. As in my mind, the main level to now watch moving forward is going to be right there at 0.324. So 0.324 going to be a key level to watch. But like I said, it's all about perspective. I get it. If you're a scalper, depending on where you bought, the chart may look like a train wreck. But like I said, the price does still have the chance to build a higher stair step. So if you care about it from more so that angle, let's see how the next couple of days play out. Next one, ZAPP. The monster move continues. I did this one last week, and congratulations to anybody that watched that one because this thing has just been in beast mode. Let me get rid of those lines as they serve their purpose, and we'll just get some of the newest updates mapped out. So ideal level of support moving forward, that level where we say, Clay, what would make this chart look the healthiest and strongest moving forward? And that would be if the price can stay up above the $8 mark. Now, again, as I've mentioned, if the price falls below there, that does not mean that the overall chart is epically destroyed because from an overarching standpoint, just continue to watch that purple line, which is completely irrelevant right now. I understand price is way up here. That line's way down there. But moving average, so let that line continue to move higher and higher. And I like to call it sometimes moving averages tread lines for lazy people. If you don't feel like drawing a tread line, well, then let this quote-unquote tread line draw itself for you. And as long as the price stays above it, bulls are in full control. In terms of areas of resistance, nothing fancy or complicated here. Just a question of where did the party finally stop today. And that was right up there at about $10.10. So keep an eye on that. But as I speak right now, last 30 minutes, you can see good solid green candle. We'll be able to make a breakout. We'll see what happens. Market still got 11 minutes before it closes. But anyway, look at it, higher highs and higher lows, and this one's been accomplishing both of those. Next one, VRPX, good solid pattern here. So let's get this drawn into play. So we have the bottom part of the pattern right there. Let me change that to green for support. Top part of the pattern right there, and then make it easier to see. Let's have it be one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the explosive move right there. A few golfers out there try to make it a little bit more visually appealing. Put the golf down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because something's bullish does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going to go upwards. But my point here is that, like I said earlier, even if you just want to call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, more than valid to think that if the price comes up here and pushes through the top part of the pattern, that break in of itself could create additional buying pressure. So if you like penny stocks, you like bull pennant patterns, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one, NVDA. Overall, good day. Once more, a little bit of perspective. I understand if you're a day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought right there during that opening 30 minutes, then yeah, the chart's looking rough for you because the price did pull back a little bit. But assuming you care about the bigger picture point of view, everything is still perfectly fine. The level here that from a more of a narrow term standpoint that really stands out though is this area of resistance right there at the 129.30 mark. I mean, check this out. Once, twice, three times, four times, five times this afternoon, that level has been broken. So talking about once more those self-fulfilling prophecies, very, very valid in my opinion. If the price can come up here and get a good high volume break of that level right there, that could generate enough momentum to, bare minimum, bring it up to those highs, if not push even higher than that. So you got to think that all sorts of people are going to be watching that 129.30 mark. So if you like to play breakouts, in my opinion, at least that's a very fascinating level. In terms of levels of support, first level that did a great job of holding strong today is that pink line right there, 200 period moving average. You can see it held strong there and there. And then even if that level doesn't hold, not that far away, you have the level I've talked about quite a bit, that 50 period moving average right now valued at 125.85. But all things considered, very nice move, nice little setup here. And yeah, if you like breakouts, definitely keep an eye on 129.30. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering later on in the week. If you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use to sign up. Or if you're watching at my website, there's an area right there on the webpage you can use to sign up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free webinar. Next one, TSLA Tesla, and the upwards movement continues. Higher highs and higher lows. This one, yeah, you could still leave it in, but just for clean sake, I'm going to get that level out there. I'm definitely going to keep in this trend line here, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the previous video from Friday, but check it out. I mapped out that green line right there in opening 30 minutes. Look right where this bounced off of. I swear, you can't make this stuff up. Now, if you don't believe me, I'm not offended. Just go back, watch the video from Friday, and you'll see I had that line in right there. Not a big deal at all. And I don't say any of that to brag about myself. I do say it to brag about charts and how they are a very useful tool. And I suppose also to turn that into a quick plug for that free webinar. So go get signed up. But beautiful bounce right off that level. So moving forward, if the price can continue to hold above that green line there, that would be best case scenario. But if it doesn't, not the end of the world, because once again, you can see the 50 period moving average has a very strong upward slope to it. So that would be another potential area of support. In terms of areas of resistance, no need to overcomplicate it. Just once again, ask the question, where did the party finally stop today for Tesla? And that was right up there at these highs of the 259.50 mark. So it's really as straightforward as that. But just off of more perspective again, yes, Tesla and the big upwards move continues. The shorts are staying in the house of pain. And as long as this thing keeps on pushing those highs, it's reasonable to think that there's going to be more shorts that need to cover and that can keep this uptrend going. But yeah, Tesla, bulls are in control for sure. Next one, IVP, and this is why I love to do these when the market's still open, because check it out. As I speak, this thing is knocking on the door of the key breakout point. That key breakout point being just the highs from right here at $2. Oh, and there you go. Is it going to break through? There we go. Breakout as I talk. So that level, we'll see if it can close. I do want to map out one more, though, as it's more so a resistance zone that I'm curious about. So initial part of the resistance zone right here, already talked about it at 289. Top of the resistance zone up here, right there at $3.11. So that'll be the big battleground moving forward, is whether or not the price can actually push up through both these areas right here. So for you breakout players and just for the general chart health, that's certainly next key battleground. Now that's not to say that it has to happen on Tuesday. That's not my claim. I'm just saying that overall, that'll be the next key level, because as you see here, been a long time since the price in it has been up around this area of the chart. And it struggled with this area in the past. But like I said, the price is banging on the door, and that's really what it's all about headed into Tuesday. Is nice movement here. Can this movement carry into a breakout of this area on Tuesday? We'll see what happens. Next one, ticker symbol OPTT, and overall some nice movements here and some really well-defined levels. So let's just get this mapped into play here. So first key level of resistance right there, and then want to map out the secondary one. And maybe some people are going to accuse me of fitting a square peg through a round hole. I don't think I am. Let me zoom this out. So you can see right now that the price is, past couple days, it is pulling back. You can't refute that. But so once more, if you're a day trader, scalper, and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within, 40 minutes, well then yes, from that perspective, the chart looks really bad because you can't refute it. There has been this general pullback here. But if you do care about the big picture, part of the big picture is saying, okay, yeah, Clay, fair enough. The price has pulled back. You can't argue against that little channel that you drew right there. But what was happening before this downwards movement? Well, the price is way down here and exploded all the way up here, which has now given me the ability to draw a bull flag pattern. Once more to reiterate, I fully understand that if you're a day trader and you bought right there, you don't care about this general pattern. But I'm definitely now talking towards people that do care about the bigger picture point of view. So if you do like penny stocks and you do like these kind of more so overall bull flag patterns, I'd certainly keep an eye on OPTT. Next one, LCID, and really kind of, yes, you did miss one particular type of trade, and that was a breakout trade. Last I saw this, the price was knocking on the door, so I was saying, okay, I'm going to be talking about how 311 is a key area of resistance, but last 30 minutes, I mean, check it out. Volume bar. Volume came pouring in, and the price is broken up through that level. So yes, you missed the breakout trade, but you now do get to transition into another always exciting question, and that question is this. Is this the start of something even bigger? Now think about that question. It makes no sense to ask that question if nothing worthwhile is even happening in the first place. But in this situation, something worthwhile has happened. The breakout has happened. Now to be fair, maybe this isn't. Maybe this is a fake breakout. Maybe this thing just fizzles back out. But that is a two-sided coin because, maybe this is the start of something much bigger, and this thing's just getting ready to rock and roll, if I could speak, that much more in the coming days. So if you like these scenarios where, yeah, maybe you missed the breakout, but now you get to ask that question, okay, good high volume break it. Is this the start of an even bigger amount of momentum? Certainly keep an eye on this one. Next one, TQQQ, and kind of boring in the sense of this thing just continues to grind higher and higher. Now, I will say that we have more data, so I can adjust this area of resistance up to right here as the key battleground seems to be right there at about $82.30. Now, yes, I realize that the last 30 minutes, the price did push up above there, but and the market closed in less than a minute, looking like the price is going to close down below that level. Therefore, in my opinion, at least, the key initial battleground to watch moving forward is going to be at $82.30. And then in terms of levels of support, and this is always good, assuming you care about and you're long, whenever levels of support need to be adjusted upwards, which is what I'm going to do right here, and call the newest ideal level right there at 8110. And you now know ideal just means that would make the chart look the absolute strongest if it can stay above it. But if it doesn't, not the end of the world, because you do have the purple line here, 50-period moving average. And as long as the price stays above there, then the bulls truly are in full control. But as far as what would make the chart look the absolute strongest and best, let's see if the price can stay above 8110. But all in all, the grind upwards continues. I'll get to Bitcoin here in just a second, but for you stock traders out there, again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more, go get signed up for the free webinar. It'll be later this week, Thursday, July 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And it is a genuine live event, and I say that because if you do have questions, there will be a Q&A session. I'd be happy to answer any sort of questions that you do have, so make sure to bring those. Now let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick clarification, we are now on the 4-hour time frame. I mean, each of these represents 4 hours instead of 30 minutes. And that's just because Bitcoin is open 24/7. And I want this video to remain relevant for as long as possible. And by using the 4-hour time frame, it allows me to do that. But quite frankly, it's very straightforward at this point, very cut and dry. So I'm just going to assume, let's say you're watching this video 4 hours from now, or 20 hours from now, any amount of time. Question number one, where's the price at relative to that level right there at 53,500? As long as you're answering the question that the price is above that level, then really, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to say the chart's great, but at least nothing has really gotten worse because the price is at least still within this general area of the chart. Now, if you're answering the question that the price is above that area, next question will be, okay, well, where's the price at relative to 58,400? If you're answering the question that the price is up above there, that's a very good thing. That means that this sideways movement has actually been eliminated and is now starting to work its way back in the upwards direction. So that would be a very bullish scenario. Or maybe you're saying, well, Clay, actually the price is still down below there, but it is up above there. Well, then if that's how you're answering it, which seems like would probably be the case given that this is essentially where it's been chopping around the past few days, other than that would just be consolidation. That would be the current analysis of Bitcoin at that moment in time. You would just say that Bitcoin is continuing to consolidate. So it's really sideways channel right now, and it's just a question right now of who is ultimately going to win this battle. And, you know, like I said, if you're watching this 15, 20 hours from now, maybe some sort of break has happened in either direction. But do the bulls win with a break to the upside? Do the bears win with a break to the downside? That remains the question moving forward. But those two lines there will help you do any sort of analysis, whether you're watching this video an hour from now or 20 hours from now. And as I invited the stock traders, I want to invite you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader to go get signed up for the class, because what you're learning about can and definitely should be used within the world of crypto and Bitcoin. So go get signed up. It'll be Thursday, July 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Like I said earlier, make sure to bring any sort of questions that you have. If you enjoy these top 10 videos, do a couple things for me. Please hit that like button and leave a comment below. Like I said earlier, if you have a request, please leave that request down below. But anything like that really helps out the algorithm, and I appreciate it and thank you in advance. So go get signed up for that free class. Thanks for watching.